Aquaba. The bottom line of our state of affairs is we are taught to not like what we see in the mirror, whether it's the color of our skin, texture of our hair, or body shape. We have been taught everything about everyone else, but very little about our own long history and the greatness to be found therein. The state of affairs is deliberate and ongoing. Or, to quote Brother Tony Browder in his book, From the Browder File, the forces opposing the advancement of Black people have been relentless throughout the ages. There remains, in the minds of many whites, a deep-seated fear of Black people and the possibility that they may rise up and seek retribution for past and present injustices. For their own protection, whites have continually devised methods to neutralize any potential threat that Black power may pose to their peace of mind. They have used enslavement, drugs, money, religion, education, and the media in their continual efforts to weaken, destroy, and neutralize Black people. Well, the relentless attacks on our personhood has had a disastrous effect on our people. One of the truthful insights presented by Baba Asa literally makes me feel sick. In the introduction to Brother Tony's book, From the Browder File, he writes, and I quote, "We have lost our appetite because we have lost our names and our culture. Even when those among us recreate our culture and present it to us, we no longer have an appetite for it. We have a greater appetite for the culture of people other than ourselves," end quote. One example of this travesty is Kwanzaa. Created by Dr. Malana Karanga in 1966 for us to celebrate ourselves and embrace our cultural values for enhanced living, it is often derided as anti-Christian, a made-up holiday, or other hollow criticisms that even include personal attacks on Karanga. For the record, let me say once again, Kwanzaa is not Black Christmas. It is not religious. It is not a substitute holiday. It is a cultural holiday created by conscious people of a variety of faiths. Since all holidays are made up, that is, created by man, what is wrong with Black people creating a meaningful holiday rooted in our own cultural heritage to grow, develop, and advance ourselves? Of course, what Hilliard describes as a loss of appetite for our culture obviously does not apply to everyone. However, we all know of folks who are absolutely not interested in self-knowledge when it comes to Africa. In his 2023 book, Talking Bullets, Terrorism and Black Life in the 21st Century America, Confronting White Nationalism, Supremacy, Privilege, Plutocracy, and Oligarchy, Dr. Haki Mahabudi explains it this way. Too many Black boys and men know more about football and basketball than their own history, culture, and defining ideas and values. Cultural self-knowledge is not even an afterthought. The major problem in the Black community is one of economic, cultural, political, and military ignorance, end quote. Brother Tony, in his book, Survival Strategies for Africans in America, takes it one step further, writing, and I quote, "Africans in America have been socially engineered to reject our past, and far too many of us live in a state of suspended animation. We deny the historical realities confronting us daily. Too many of us mistakenly believe that the past has no bearing on the present and is unrelated to the future. Thus, we have been conditioned to live our lives disconnected from cultural values, principles, and ideals essential for peaceful living. End quote. The state of denial also defines our state of affairs. In his book, Seba, The Reawakening of the African Mind, Baba Asa writes, "We do not know who we are, cannot explain how we got here, and have no sense of destiny beyond mere survival. We have no destination of our own. Ask our leadership, ask our women, men, or children on the street, what is our agenda? Ask them what plans Africans have and what do we want to build for ourselves in the next 5, 10, 25, 75, or 100 years. We are so used to having others make long-term plans for us that the idea of our own 5-year plan is petrifying to us." End quote. In fact, most of us don't have a 5-year plan for ourselves and our families, and it is not even on our radar as an agenda item. Think about this. Needless to say, there's a lot more to say on this important subject, and this conversation will continue in part 2 of State of Our Affairs. But to conclude part 1 of this pertinent illumination of where we are and how we got here, let me close poetically with the thought poem, Denial. What happens to a people in denial? Not knowing what you do not know and not wanting to know. Denial. Eschewing obvious answers, self-knowledge born tried and true throughout the ages. A people ignorant to themselves move ignorantly in the world, in denial. It is said, when you know better, you do better, but not if you're in denial. Our history truly holds keys to our behavior with answers for healing. The subjects are many. What happens to a people in denial? Let's take food. The slave diet consisted of garbage, animal organs and scraps unwanted by the slave master. To our ancestors' credit, surviving the unsurvivable, they made do with garbage, making it as tasty as possible. But let's be clear, it was and still is garbage. Hog maws, chitlins, pig feet, chicken feet, garbage still. Eating a slave diet without consciousness, taking on dis-ease, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity in record numbers, dying. What happens to a people in denial? Let's take money, economics, finance. We're the richest Black people in the world. A people with no economic power and no respect, spending our hard-earned money without purpose, aimlessly, enthusiastically participating in consumerism, materialism. Looking like $1 million, can't get your hands on $1,000, got $20 in your pocket, maybe. Self-esteem starved, designer clothes, luxury cars, a $500 handbag with $5 in it. Buying to fill the hole, the void that things never ever truly satisfied. What does it mean to discard one's resources without regard? Buying once, begging for needs. What happens to a people in denial? Let's take education or miseducation. learning about everything and everyone except oneself, as if your people were nothing, did nothing, never gonna be nothing. No knowledge of our greatness, envisioning, creating, building, inventing pyramids and civilizations, agriculture, architecture, medicine, science, governance, codes of conduct, service, and all manner of arts. If a mind is a terrible thing to waste, how wasted is a mind when it knows nothing of itself? What happens to a people in denial? Not only do we not understand who we are, we don't understand who we have been. Not knowing what you do not know and not wanting to know is a sorry state of affairs. I really don't want to end this poem on this note. My people, we need to wake up. Wake up quick, fast, and in a hurry before we lose too many. We need to wake up to our past, to our potential, to fashion the future with our brilliance, banishing denial forever. Ashe. I am Mwalimu Melody Masheri Van Putten, and I am dropping the knowledge. Ashe.
Truth, justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, order, reciprocity. 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 Justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, order, reciprocity. Truth, justice, righteousness, harmony,